My power clean is hot garbage. What can I do to fix it? Well, get a coach. Preferably one that isn't going to tell you that a deadlift to a reverse curl is an appropriate clean. If the movement is too hard for you or complicated, you can substitute that movement with the jumping trap bar deadlift. It will feel ridiculous, and we do have videos on how to complete this movement on our app. I'm going to need another one of these before I read this. I constantly start and stop, then switch cycles. Why am I not seeing any gains? It's called consistency, motherfucker. And you don't have it. We build 12-week periodized programs that are designed to elicit certain responses based on certain input. If you're simply following your whim and moving from program to program without any clear, logical, thought-out process, quitting mid-program and starting something else because you wished you were bigger, or you wished you were skinnier, or you wish you were faster, or you wish you were stronger, the odds are you're not going to see any gains. And you should really sit down, look in the mirror, and ask yourself, why am I paying the guys at SOFLETE $35 a month for a program I'm unwilling to follow? That's the real question. I'm not even sure what voice to read this in, so I'm going to go with my default whiny private voice. I'm worried about the ACFT. Which program will get me ready for it? Well, my friend, you should be able to score well on the ACFT at any given point and never have to worry about training for a small hour-and-a-half fitness test. If you alternate between our strength and our stamina team, complete cycles, you will find that your overall baseline fitness and increased athleticism will benefit you in the ACFT or the APFT or any test that any branch of the service might throw your way to judge your baseline competency in your core job. This is a question that hits home for me a lot because I followed a selection program written by an officer that had no volume, and I thought to myself, this couldn't possibly work. And to his credit, I mean, it did, but it wasn't that great of a program. Why doesn't our selection prep program have more volume? Well, it's an excellent question. We at SOFLETE want to send you to your selection event on an upward trend. The point of training for selection isn't to peak during your training cycle, it's to peak at your selection event. Our intention is to provide an adequate volume of training that promotes quality of movement, which is the most transferable to quality, high performance during your selection event. A program that stacks volume on top of volume and peaks you during your training is a shit program. There, I said it. I'm going to need a drink after that. Still good. Thanks, Pappy. What's the difference between when sets and reps are written as 5 by 5 versus 5, 5, 5, 5, 5? Well, a 5 by 5 is meant to be completed at the same weight across the entire set. And it's usually based on a percentage of a working max or a 1 rep max, or like your perceived rate of exertion or reps left in reserve. This allows the body to function within autoregulation boundaries and also allows you to work across a pretty stable set where your final set is going to be very difficult, but not impossible, depending on how the coaches have prompted it. When you look at a set that is 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, that's a building set. And your first set is going to be at 60% of whatever your working max is, and you're going to build across those 5 sets to a prescribed perceived rate of exertion or a reps in reserve or a known number Or if you don't know what your working max is, then you're working to that point where it feels as the coaches tell you it should feel. I'm not entirely sure why this question keeps popping up, but I assume that these are the same people who don't understand how to follow APA formatting on their term papers. I'm probably going to need more coffee and more whiskey. Why don't you program snatches, handstand walks, muscle ups, or any other CrossFit-y circus tricks into your programs? We do program these movements into our programs, but primarily our competitive fitness team, because, quite frankly, the only transferability that these movements have into your regular life or your high-demand job are if you moonlight as a competitive fitness athlete in a sport-specific, CrossFit-y realm. If there was ever any doubt in your mind after your father went out for a gallon of milk and a pack of cigarettes, but you, yes, you, are the reason that your parents drink. Until next time, keep asking your ridiculous, inane, dumbass questions to coaches at SOFLETE.com, and Professor Doug, this guy, will answer them as dismissively as possible in a continuing video series called Professor Doug Answers All Your Ridiculous Questions.